What's going on, Virgo? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for June 19th to the 25th, 2023. So in this reading, Virgo, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy, some things you do not see coming, and also get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and so much more for you regarding the week of June 19th to the 25th, 2023, Virgo. But before we begin this reading, as always, I do want to take a moment to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we go through this reading, and I really do appreciate you in advance for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Virgo, definitely smash that like button, subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. I would also really appreciate that over here. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this reading and see what wants to come through for you for the 19th to the 25th of June, Virgo. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Virgo. Okay. Wow, Virgo. Hold on. See what we got here for you, Virgo. Okay, interesting reading, Virgo. A little bit, definitely some unexpected stuff is going to happen this week for you. Or maybe not unexpected, but a little bit intense, a little bit, I'm going to say this week could be slightly all over the place for you, but not when you're out of it. You'll be like, okay, it wasn't all over the place. When you're in it, when you're actually in the 19th to the 25th, you might feel like it's all over the place, but it's actually not. That's a weird message to come through. But before we get into the tarot, let's start this reading off with some pre-shuffled oracle cards. What frequency do you need more of? What frequency do you need to embody this week for your own highest good from the universe? The first energy you need more of is dormant aspects. And dormant aspects is asking you to really look for something that could be underdeveloped. You know, some part of your life could be in an arrested state of development, or something that really lies within you that is meant to come out and shine in your own life. And for a lot of you, I'm getting that you know what this is. You know, the whole theme of the June 2023 reading was something about working in silence, developing yourself, and discipline. But with this dormant aspect, it's almost like there's another tool in your toolbox that you're going to bring out. This could be a characteristic trait, a way of doing things, a new skill that you're learning, a new way of being. I'm just getting this visual of you have this toolbox. You probably have like 20 tools in the box, but there's like 3 other ones, or there's like maybe one that you're like, if you were to put it in your toolbox, it would really benefit you. But it's not that you have to put it in the toolbox, it's already in the toolbox. It may just be underneath other tools, like a wrench, a hammer, but then you need the sledgehammer or something. And there's also something coming through with this dormant aspect here. For those of you that know what it is, and I feel like actually this is most of you, there's something about using auto-suggestion, or there's something about self-induced hypnosis, or temporary intense visualization before you actually bring it out. So what do they say, Virgo? The setup is always more important than the goal. So whatever this is, because I'm getting it's different things for different Virgos out there. This could, for some of you, this is like literally improving your vocabulary, or if you're, I'm just getting like adding some sort of move into your life, or adding some sort of feature, but it's a genuine aspect of you. But what I'm getting from this is there may be something before you actually bring it out into the physical world, like make sure that you activate it within yourself. So like for example, let's say that you wanted to create a podcast, for example, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, very intelligent, very quick-witted, smart, intelligent. Virgo, one of the most intelligent. So maybe you have that dormant aspect of your own intelligence, but before you actually start recording your first podcast, what I want you to do at night is to visualize yourself recording a successful podcast, so that when you get to the dance, it's nothing new. It's not unusual. It's more familiar. And even with this dormant aspect, there is something about, like, I think I said this to you in your last reading, but like training so hard that the real work is easy. You know what I mean? Like certain athletes will train very hard, so hard that when the actual game day comes, or the actual match comes, it's so easy compared to that. I've taken that wisdom actually and brought it to the tarot, or it's something that kind of more so naturally happened recently, but like the real work that I do is not in the readings. Everything I do outside of the readings is what makes or breaks the readings. So this is for you to apply into your own life, Virgo. The setup is more important than the goal. There's something about auto-suggestion, accumulation. And for me, like, just to give you this practical example, once again, I'm doing so much, like, part of me, it's not even my choice. I have certain astrological transits right now, Virgo, that my mind, I'm going to be mentally all over the place like the next year, so I'm going to use it to my benefit. But I do so much work outside of these readings that when I get into a reading, it's like chains are loosening, like chains are freeing off my body. And when I finally get into the reading, I'm like, finally I get to unleash this on the world, right? Because of that dormant aspect that I've prepared. Whereas before, in the past, and the reason I'm saying this because it relates to your situation, in the past, maybe I was unprepared for a reading. Like if you go back and look at like my first ever videos on YouTube or my first ever readings, it was like I knew I had a dormant aspect of being a successful like tarot reader, but instead of putting in the work outside, I was putting in the work inside, and it just came off as like, don't try to take a new tool out of your toolbox and reveal it to the world. First train it. Get good with it in private. No one needs to know about it. You could even throw people off the scent if you wanted to. Be like, no, I'm not doing anything. Especially if this is something competitive or something in business or something. Like, you could just be like, nah, like, I'm just eating Cheez-Its. What do you mean? What do you mean? And you throw people off the scent. You're laying traps for people. I wouldn't suggest that. I'm just saying it's the Mercury in me. I'm sorry. There's something about like Floyd Mayweather. We all know Floyd Mayweather, the greatest boxer ever. And like you see videos of him being like, I eat McDonald's, I eat Cheetos, I hang out with chicks all day, I drink soda, and I still whoop everyone's ass. That's straight a power move where he's throwing people off the scent. He's training like a maniac, but he wants people to think he's slacking up. And I'm not saying that you need to use that Mercury trickery. I wouldn't even suggest that. But I would say something, this all wanted to come through for a reason, okay? So hold on. Something about you have a dormant aspect, but it goes back to the theme of June 2023. Be patient. I don't think it's a problem for you to be, which is why I'm just kind of like talking to you as a peer. Like, I know you understand what I'm saying right now, but it's like, work on it in private, and then when you finally do release it, interesting. When you do release it to the world, it'll be like, what the hell is this? So, you have also wisdom here. What frequency do you need more of? Wisdom. All right. So wisdom here is really you tapping into something greater than the immediate. I don't know why it's coming through as that here. Wisdom is like something you do that it's like you don't have to do it, but you should do it this way, is what it's coming through as. For some reason, wisdom and dormant aspects. There's something here, Virgo, for this particular week for you about no one's telling me to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way, like tapping into your own wisdom. There's also tapping into higher timelines or something. I don't know. I'm not really, we'll see what else is coming through. You also have the air chalice, and this is kind of equivalent to the Ace of Swords here, but really it's the Ace of the element of air. So this card right here for this week, Virgo, invites you to actually work directly with the element of air to cleanse your energy. So the first thing coming through is like opening all your windows in your house, like using the element of air to cleanse you. So maybe like you're gonna start driving, and like you ever seen, I'm just getting a visual of a dog with its head. Like, why do you think dogs love to put their head out of the window? Because it's like it's like an auric cleansing. Some of you go skydiving if you can afford it, cleansing through air. Maybe breath work as well. Now there's a reason that the element of air is actually the hardest one to master, for druids and all the ancients and all our ancestors and all the wise sages out there. The element of air is the most difficult element to master. Why do you think that there was that show Avatar? We all know that the Nickelodeon show, some of you do, Avatar: The Last Airbender, Aang with the little arrowhead guy. Yeah, that show was for a reason, because air is the hardest element to master. What I'm trying to say is, but you're an earth sign, but you have Mercury ruling. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, the planet Mercury, which is to do with air, mental dexterity. It's similar, right? So it's not going to be that hard for you. I don't know, I just kind of feel like I'm ranting, but I think a lot of you are connecting to it. So let's get into the tarot now. When it comes to the tarot, and something is leaving your life because it's meant to leave. When it comes to your opportunity, you have the sun here, Virgo. All right, so the sun is your opportunity. This is really about clarity and happiness. This is maybe getting out into the sun. I am getting that for you because this is a weekly reading, so you can kind of do those more practical advices here. But with the sun being in your opportunity, this is really like asking yourself what makes you happy. But for some reason, your challenge is to be single maybe and leave someone behind. We're going to have to see why the sun is your opportunity when we clarify. We're going to have to clarify that one. The nine of, and also, wait, I'm just sorry, the last thing I'll say is wisdom coming through about the sun. The sun has to do with clarity. It has to do with masculinity. It has to do with conscious. There could be something like, that's why I was channeling before, like, I know I should do it this way, but I don't do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, I know I should wake up at 5 a.m. and train. I know that I should quit this bad habit. The wisdom is conscious this week, right? The sun being in your opportunity, you're going to know what to do. There's not a lot of, even though there's big changes, there's some upheavals coming your way. I'll show you in a second with the overall general energy. It's like you're going to know exactly what to do. You just have to make sure you follow the plan. The plan is in your head, and it's a good plan, whatever it is. Now, you have the Nine of Pentacles in your challenge here, Virgo. And the Nine of Pentacles in your challenge, there could be someone that you want to be with that is single. Your challenge also could be to focus on financial independence at this time. For those of you that are working somewhere that you don't appreciate, you don't like the way that you exchange your time for money or something around that, there could be a challenge for you to open up a dormant aspect of yourself that will create wealth for you, tapping into your talent. For others of you, though, this has to do with a relational thing. It's either like, for some of you, if you've been really involved with people, there could be a challenge about someone being too distant from you, or vice versa, you being too distant from someone. There could be a little bit of heartbreak here for some of you, because the reason I say that, we're going to clarify that Nine of Pentacles in a second, but something to do with like, it could also be hard to put yourself first here. The Nine of Pentacles, prioritizing your own self here, but hold on. When it comes to your overall general energy, this is big, Virgo. I don't know what's going on for you, but you have the Ten of Swords, you have the Tower, and you have the Wheel of Fortune. There's some sort of ending, both in the spiritual and the physical. That is a part of your destiny to be over, so Spirit's taking it out of your life. I'm just getting Spirit is eliminating something from your life that has no business being there anymore. For a lot of you, this is going to be something that happens where you know that you need to stop talking. Some of you are going to go no contact with someone, and it could hurt you, but you know it's a sacrifice that you have to make. The Tower has to do with a foundation being blown up. The Ten of Swords has to do with a major ending as well in the physical, though. Something that's already over, but it's just completely over. And the Wheel of Fortune is, there is hope here. Sometimes I read the Tower and the Ten of Swords and I freak out. I get all crazy. You see when I'm in that mode, I get crazy. once again, what did I tell you? Something about like it's going to seem weird when you're going through it, but when you look back on the week, it won't be bad. I'm not getting a dangerous tower moment. I'm getting like a positive one. We are going to have to clarify though. But something clearly is coming to an end that's a big opportunity. There could also be a big opportunity to end a pattern of behavior that will throw off the routine of your life, because remember, in what you need more of, you have dormant aspects, wisdom, and air chalice. That could be the air chalice using your mind to act on wisdom to unleash a dormant aspect. But because the 10 of Swords and the Tower is here in your overall general energy, it could have to do with a gigantic lifestyle change. So some of you may be sleeping in until like 12 p.m. every day, and instead you use your wisdom through the power of Mercury to then wake up at 6 a.m. I don't know, I just keep getting that for some of you. And some of you, if you're stuck in love, or if there's some sort of weird person sending you energy, or you just don't want anything to do with them, there's something about changing your biorhythms, waking up with the sun, going to sleep with the sun. If you're struggling to change love, if you're struggling to let go of love, change your biorhythms. It will put you into a different parallel reality. And also why the sun is here in your opportunity. Get up with the sun. Like, this is for those of you that want to be more disciplined, that want greatness, or just want to let go of someone. There's something about your biorhythms and honoring that. If you've never done it before, really, like, wow. Then you have, in what you don't see coming, you have the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles here. When it comes to what you don't see coming here, Virgo. So, on the one hand, I do feel like there's a struggle in love. I don't know, for some of you, this is going to be an ex that tries to come back. For some of you, this is going to be someone you're currently dealing with that something has to come to an end, potentially, because for some of you, this has to do with career. Some of you, if you're in a love relationship, they could be, if you're pursuing love, or there's something about career getting in the way of love. You know what I mean? Because for some of you, you're not where you want to be in your career, or you know you're a perfectionist. What I'm getting from this and what you don't see coming is you know there's always more to do, and somehow career blocks love. This could manifest in a multitude of different ways I'm getting for different Virgos, but like, if you're not where you want to be, there could be something about, you know, the fear of, oh, I'll never make it, so why even try, something like that. But you got to do it because you love it here. But for most of you, this is tied up to actually a person, and this is, some of you have two people. You're letting go of one person, and you actually, for a lot of you Virgos listening, and I'm getting a large percentage, you're letting go of something from the past. It could just be energetic cords that you're cutting, and there's a new person that's on your mind or in your vicinity. So there's an exiting love and there's an entering love for most of you listening to this right now. But there's something about love and money. Nine of Pentacles in your challenge. There's something about this week about a developing love situation that somehow money is complicated with it. Both of you could work different jobs. It doesn't line. Something about that. Some of you could work. Remember, I think I did a reading for you like, what, 3 weeks ago, it's coming to my head, or like a month ago, and it was like, you know, you're going to work with someone and there's blurred lines with work. Some of that could be coming back up for you, not the majority. Excuse me. But when it comes to your advice from your spirit guides, Virgo, you have the Nine of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles, and you also have the Nine of Swords here when it comes to your advice from spirit for this week. So, with this advice being here, definitely, I don't know. I almost think you got a choice to make here, Virgo. You got a choice whether it's finding a balance with love and work. I don't know why I'm getting that here. Some of you actually, Virgo, could be overdoing it slightly. You know how in your June 2023 reading, I said it's all going to be about working hard behind the scenes, you know, like planting seeds for a better future. Even in this week, dormant aspects with wisdom, developing a tool in your toolkit to bring out, right? But some of you, your advice is you could actually be pushing people away because you're being a little bit too selfish this week in particular. The Nine of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles is someone who is working on themselves, like working on yourself, working on your business, working on your own potential. Once again, working, and because you still need to do it though. The dormant aspect, the wisdom of the air chalice, it's still here for you to do it. You're still meant to do that, right? But what I'm getting is for some reason the Nine of Swords is here. And for some of you, this Nine of Swords in your advice is here because there's a new developing love situation that if you're too obsessed with your work, you're going to push away a new connection that would actually help you more in your career in the long run because your heart will be happy. There is something here, Virgo, especially with the Nine of Pentacles being here in your challenge. There is something about overdoing the dormant aspect, overdoing the work. But for those of you that are not really disciplined at this moment in time, I don't want you to use that as, oh, I'm just going to get off the hook now and be like, haha, yeah, I shouldn't work. No, it's more for those people that are already obsessed. If you're already obsessed with a project, if you're already completely obsessed, and don't BS, are you obsessed or are you not? Is it what you majority think about or not? Or can you not wait to get away from it? Like if you are working on something and you just can't wait to do something else, you're not obsessed with it. So if you are obsessed with it though, there really is something about you could be actually pushing away love because you're too obsessed with the work, you know? And for some of you in a committed thing, it just could be a temporary thing that happens this week. And even if no matter how you cut it, there's just something about a temporary thing that happens this week where you could be focused on an individual moving forward in love, but you're too focused on your work. So with that being said, let's go ahead and clarify. Because we're on the point, I do want to clarify why the Nine of Pentacles is in your challenge. All right, the Nine of Pentacles is clarified by the Queen of Swords and also the Four of Swords here when it comes to your challenge, Virgo. So the Four of Swords has to do with healing, taking time out for yourself. It's very actually similar energy. See how there's no one around these people? You know, well, there's wolves around them, but they're by themselves in some sort of like garden or chamber. Then you have the Queen of Swords attached to it in your challenge as well. Queen of Swords has to do with the mind, you know, very fair, just, but could be like a little bit overly mental. And with this being in your challenge here, I'm just getting so many. This is one of those readings where I'm actually trying my best to get it for Virgos over here, and sometimes I just need to go with one story, and then sometimes it's just not your reading. Because if I try to burn myself out with this Mercury stuff, it just gets me insane. It's talent, I like to do it, but you know, because with this being here, the Nine of Pentacles, the Four of Swords, and the Queen of Swords in your challenge here, there's a really hard thing for you in love to cut someone out fully, because you know you need to. This could be an air sign that you're finally moving on from, is what I'm getting very strongly. This is the main story. For many of you, Virgo, there's someone who's going to want to come back into your life, and you may want it, but you just got to say, like, because there's someone else, I'm getting two people in your energy field for some of you. If it's not two people, maybe it's just one person that you got to move on from because you know they're not good for you. You know, there's something about that. Once again, if it has to do with, I told you there's a confrontation when it has to do with love and work, love and money. So some of you too focused on your work and you're pushing away love that could get you further, because when you're in a state of love, you're killing the game already, and that you bring that into your work, it's even better. It's once again, challenge is pushing away your own healing, being over-identified with the mind, because on the one hand, you do need more air chalice, you know, but on the other hand here, it's like an overdoing it, pushing people away, being too cold, you know, so be open to love here, Virgo, for sure. Let's do why the Tower is here in your overall general energy. What foundation is coming to an end for you? For most of you, this foundation has to do with a soulmate that you've been on and off with, or someone that you've just dated, but it's someone that's really, the universe is asking you, Virgo, please try something else. Please try something else here, you know? For those people in a more committed thing, it has to do with love still getting in the way of, work still getting in the way of love. But hold on, why is the Tower here? Yeah. The Tower in your overall general energy is clarified by run away, run away, run away. It's clarified by the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords. There's going to be a moment between you and someone. For some of you, this already happened, but you're just going to stick to it. You and someone, a soulmate, it's like peace out. We're doing different things now. We're not together anymore. You're finally done with this person. Finally, Virgo, you're finally done with someone here, and then immediately a new person comes in. A new person may already be here, but there's an energetic cord that you have to cut. For some of you, this person isn't even in your physical life anymore. It's just an energetic cord that you have to cut. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here? Because this is more so attached to a new person coming in, is what I'm getting. Why is the Wheel of Fortune here in your overall general energy? Damn. Hold on. The Wheel of Fortune is clarified by the Seven of Wands, the Hierophant, and also the Strength card in your overall general energy. A lot of you, once again, there could be resistance to a new person. That commitment is available. Seven of Wands has to do with commitment or defending yourself, defending your work, being too obsessed with your work. The Hierophant has to do with commitment. There is commitment coming in for you. I don't know who this is, Virgo, but there's something about a new relationship coming in. But once again, for some of you, this has to do with you're too obsessed with your work this week. It's just a week, right? So still be obsessed with your work, but it's just something about like the Seven of Wands. You could be, once again, in some sort of way, you're pushing away new love. For some of you, you're pushing away the new love because you're refusing to let go of this energetic cord, even though I see you doing that finally this week for the majority of you. But for others of you, this has to do, if you're in a committed thing or there's just a new thing that looks great, a lot of promise of commitment, then it's just, once again, it may even be an unconscious, I think no, it's not unconscious. This is all conscious. You know that you're pushing this person away. So it's like, can you be conscious enough to bring wisdom into your dormant aspect? And what is a dormant aspect as a Virgo? Sometimes that dormant aspect as a Virgo is to apply relational wisdom. I'm good enough for this person. Some of you, there's qualification, self-qualification. Understand you're good enough for this new person coming in. And don't let your work get to block it. But this is just it's an interesting reading. This is what I got for you though, Virgo. I'm actually going to leave you with this. Spirit's calling me to do that. So I hope that this helped you for this week. A lot of fun things going on. It's going to look weird, but then by the time you're out of the week, it will look fine. So with that being said, I'll talk to you next